So it's another Sunday down, and we're here ready to come together with the crew for Scraplift Crafternoon. Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and I absolutely love Scraplift Crafternoon, as those who've been watching me know. Sarah Souza, thanks for the inspiration this week. That is an amazing layout, and that's the one where I'm going to have a go at lifting. All right, so as you know, I love Scraplift Crafternoon. I love the challenge of a scrap lift. I think it's the best way to get inspiration when you're in a slump. And there are so many talented people out there that come up with ideas that I couldn't even possibly think of. So I love the concept of being able to be inspired by another crafter, and that's what I'm hoping when you watch my videos I'm doing for you. So today with Scraplift Crafternoon, we are, as I said, doing that amazing Sarah Souza album layout. Oh my goodness, I need to check my words. It's been a big day, I can tell you that, here in my household. So words are maybe a struggle today as I work on this voiceover for you. All right, I'm using a white cardstock. Yes, don't fall off your chair, everybody. I am using white cardstock, but I'm going to add the mixed media just as you saw on the original, and I'm using this Kaisercraft stencil here, and I'm using peacock feathers and candied apple to create an ombre effect with my stenciling. And I believe she may have used some paste on hers, some coloured paste, or maybe even some paint through a stencil. But I'm just going to use my oxides, and I'm going to create this harlequin print across, because that will match my paper you'll see shortly. So I'm just going to go up the diagonal that you saw me draw in with my pencil very lightly, and that's going to allow me to build a steady incline with the ink through the stencil. So I've just recently bought myself a whole lot of these brushes so that I can now have a collection of brushes, one for each ink pad, which will make my life so much easier. So I don't mix them up. I'm also going to label them, and that's going to help a lot too. I find that the brushes through the stencil are proving to be so much smoother and so much easier to manipulate than the sponges, the sponge tip domes, and also hopefully won't be chewing up the domes like I have been through the stencils. So I'm going to now go back over it with the candied apple here. Now, I am not cleaning my stencil beforehand. I don't mind that the colour will blend. That will give it another layer of the ombreing, which is really, really, you know, effective overall. So just putting it in and building it up. I'm using the blue to guide me. I'm not worried if I go over that peacock feathers, but I am adding in that layer of red, which blends into you know, a pale pinky color, which is fine because I don't need it to be dark and forceful. I just want it to be an overall effect. And as you can see, I'm trying to work out exactly where to stick this stencil, because I want to include a bit of that harlequin that's a little bit with an open pattern. And by putting the stencil over the existing ink, it allows me to blend it more realistically across the layout, as you can see there. And I just love that effect. So that's how I've put my stenciling on, and that's where my nod to the original is, on that diagonal. Now I have this paper here. I love this paper. It's a I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a collagey type of thing with paint splats and design, and I just love the colors in it, and it just marries beautifully with those two ice oxides that I've used. So I'm going to try something different here, people. I am using my blade to cut this. I don't normally do that. I would probably cut it with scissors. My friend always cuts mine with the knife, because I have a terrible time with the knife and the ruler, as you can just see. So I need to go backwards and forwards. I just don't get the pressure right or something, or if I do get the pressure right, my blade goes awry and it doesn't go straight. Well, I managed to get that one done. Now this will be the trick. I want to include a bit of a border, and you'll see how in a moment if I get this cut properly, which I already know that I do. But seriously, there were times in my crafting career that would never, ever, ever happen because I am, as I said, hopeless with the blade and the ruler. But there you go. I managed to cut out that corner because I'm going to use it on my layout as well. So the diagonal is going to go there, and I am fitting it right into the corner. I do want it, oh no, and then I changed my mind. See, I did fit it right down in the corner, and then I decide, you know what, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to extend that inking down the bottom there, just so it can marry up and look like the one to the top, because I'm going to do a frame within the frame. So I'm going to put the diagonal down, but it's not going to go edge to edge. It's going to sit like a 1/4 inch above the edge. So you can see here, and a 1/4 inch in. So now it looks like I've got that white frame, but I've got some of the harlequin showing at the top, and I've got some of it showing at the bottom, as you can see there. So now when I turn it around, there's my frame within the frame. Don't you like it? I love it. And then I'm doing the opposite. I'm having this sit to the top. So it looks like the whole page is in reverse. And I'm cutting this, I'm beveling the edge here. So this will sit beveled against the edging. And then I'm going to put glue around the edge because that will allow me to manipulate it so much easier than if I try to put it down with tape. And this allows a little bit of movement before it sets in place. So I'm going to put that down there, bevel that corner. I'm going to run it along the edge right up to the corner, and then I'm going to run it along the edge there to the corner, and I'm just manipulating so that it's straight. And that's the best part about the glue for this section. It does allow you to manipulate it into that straight line. And look at that. How's that? Reverse corners. Love it. Love it. That border, reverse border. Plain white, then the pattern. Very good. Looks like I've reversed it. That's a simple trick of getting that optical illusion happening. Now I'm going to double match my photo. This photo was taken on our cruise recently where my daughter was coming out of her shell and experimenting with things that she normally would not even attempt. With a little bit of push from mum, she was getting out and experiencing things that she's always been a little bit afraid to attempt. And so they had the rock climbing happening on the wall climbing, and so one day in the morning when there weren't too many people around, I encouraged her to get up there and have a go, and she did. So that was really good. You know, she is my timid one of all of my children. She's always been like that. She's a little bit shy. That's that's part of her spectrum. She, you know, has never been a risk taker. It finds things that are out of her comfort zone very, very hard to push out of. So I was so proud that she went and had a go with a little bit of a push from me. But once she could realize that she could do it, she was fine and off she went. So it was really good to see. And she did a lot of experiences on the cruise that, you know, in the past have always been a no-go for her. So it was good to see her stepping out of her comfort zone and having a go at things that, you know, really, really needed a little bit of help. So I am using this frame from a Vicky Bouton pack I have, and I cut it in half so that I can put the corners in just as Sarah has on her layout. I wanted to, you know, I pretty much like to keep similar to what they do when I'm scraplifting, but I do add features that are my own, like the border here. I've this title here that says, I think it says follow your dreams, or I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Yeah, live your dreams. That's what that one says. It says live your dreams. And the next one, which I will put down the bottom, and I'm using it as a bit of a title, says you rock. So it was a rock wall climbing, so it's pretty cool. I thought that fitted in nicely. So they're going to go top and bottom, just as Sarah has on hers. And then that will sit in nicely. Now, I do have to give a nod to Gwen. I'm sorry if you have never watched Gwen. She is amazing on YouTube here. I watched her do an older video the other day. I have been cutting with a cutter for 100,000 years. No, that's a bit of an exaggeration, I know, on time, but it feels like that at times. And I never actually understood the cutter and the motion of the paper and the slide until the other day when I watched. And now I'm rocking it. I'm loving it. Thank you, Gwen, for all your tips and how to do that. It's just amazing. And it's making for a clean cut. I never knew that. Yeah, push up to the up and you push down to the down with the blade. I just cut whichever way I felt like when I put my blade in. Oh my goodness, it's amazing when you actually pay attention to how good it looks and how easy it is to work your cutter once you do that out. Oh yes, I'm a bit of a Gumby. I just need to learn. It's all right. I will get there. It's only taken me 22 years, but I've learned. All right, so I've put in a photo tab here. That's off another Vicky Burton pad of stickers. Look at me, go me, using stickers. I don't normally use stickers, people. I have stacks and stacks and stacks of them, but I hardly ever use them, and I'm determined to. So this one here says life is good. So I'm adding that to the top. I have those hearts. They are also Vicky Burton chipboard hearts that I have. And I've put those in. They are going to help set up the threes. I then have this sticker that says you got this. And then I'm going to put another one down to the bottom. And it says too legit to quit. So I just think that they just, you know, little go me stickers for her to when she looks back on this layout and remembers that moment when she was going up that wall. Very good. I'm very good at encouraging people to go and do things. I personally would not do that, but I'm very, very proud she did it. I did other things. I'm not a rock climber, but I did zip line in Alaska and Canada, so that was pretty cool. So here you go. Adding in the hearts. They're all falling in fantastically. We are just going to build up each of these areas now. And once again, I'm going to pull out stickers. Can you believe it, people? I'm using puffy stickers today. So I'm just making sure that this is all adhered down nice and flat. I do like the levels with the chipboard. It just adds that little bit more detail to the page. All right, I have these thicker titles here. I'm just going to look for the best one. I'm really not sure which one I want to put on there. I know that there's things on here like learning new things I could do. I could call it favorite. I could go reasons to smile. I could have the best time. I could have this is happiness. You know, you know, I just could do lots of things on here, but in the end, I change it and I put on the title, So Loving This. So I'm just going to pull out all the letters and add it to my onto the diagonal just as Sarah has on hers, and that's going to allow me to build my title as an individual for this page. And as you can see, I'm still pardon me, trialing it out and working out which is the best one. So I've got smile and today, reasons, loving this. Yep. So that's when I realized I'm just going to go with so loving this. And I'm putting it down loosely because these stickers are really, really old, these puffy stickers, and they have pretty much lost their stickiness. I'm going to have to go back with glue and put them all down permanently. I will start it on screen, but I end up doing the rest of it off screen. You don't need to see me sticking down stickers because I am hopeless at it and I am so messy, and I don't need you to see how bad I am at that. That is one of my worst things. I'm just really messy. So there it is, where I went off screen and I put it down and glued it down, so you can see that it is now on that diagonal. All right, I have these fantastic puffy stickers. They're little I actually think they're planner stickers. I think people use them for planners. I think I picked them up at Kmart. Pretty sure that's where I got them from. So they weren't very expensive, but they are very sticky, which is really good. So I'm just going to put in some hearts, and I'm going to put in some like, you know, these little starry things. I'm just going to set up little clusters of 3 around the layout. Where I've got the big hearts, I'm going to turn it into a cluster of 3 hearts. I just am pretty much following where Sarah had things on her layout, trying to very much mimic her layout in that respect. And to show you that, you know, none of this matches. Like, none of this comes from any one kit. This all comes from all different places and all different things. I just shopped my stash. And that's what you too can do if you have lots and lots of stuff in your stash that you don't know what to do. Just shop your stash. The only thing I say is remember the color. The color needs to complement, the color needs to blend. And if it does, you're laughing, you rock. And you can create anything. It doesn't have to all come from the same kit. Yes, it looks great if all of it is the same embellishments and all of it comes from the same kit. Not going to deny that. However, the reality is a lot of us have a stack of stash that doesn't belong to a kit anymore, or if it ever did, and we just got it sitting there. So use your stash. I don't know about you, but embellishments, I have so many. I just need to use them. So this is a great way of doing that. And I've added in those little starbursty things there. I've built up that layout, and I'm really pleased with how the little bits and pieces have come together, but haven't taken away from that photo. And I actually think these little tiny starry things that I'm putting on there look like the handhelds and the footholds that they had on the climbing wall. All right, that last sticker that you just saw me add, it says legit, and I put that onto the tab because I really just wanted to. To finish off, I'm going to go around the outside with black, and that's just going to pop it even further off the layout and make it more distinct in the bordering. And that's just a little bit that I'm doing. That's pretty much the only zhuzhing I do on this one. I don't do too much more. I'm tempted to, but I'm keeping it simple. I'm not going to even add any liquid nouveau or anything like that. I think the puffy stickers do it all for it, and I like how it turned out. Just having a look now on that corner up there that's a little bit bare, and I'm adding just a little bit more of those starbursty things. And that is it, people. That is my layout. Here it is. What do you think? Did I come close to the original? I think I did. I paid homage to what she wanted. And yeah, it was a fun layout to do. So have a go. Diagonals, half and halves, they're always a great way of creating a page. They're not too tricky to do, and you can do all different designs, and they all turn out so spectacular. So that's a wrap for this week, guys. I know that Tara and the rest of the crew will all be playing along. The playlist will be linked down below with all of the details of our artists that we have Scraplift today. Go check them all out. Go and leave some love. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a hype if you're on a digital device. And if you're new and this is your first time here, I hope you consider subscribing. Thanks, everyone. Here's my next video for you, and I'll see you there real soon. Stay creative, friends.